Hi, I'm Lita Leapin.
And I'm Jim Gordon.
Welcome to another edition of Our City Tonight.
Well, here we are, midsummer, and a great place to be. It's the Bosa Foods Victoria Drive location. Lita, our viewers have probably noticed there's a fair bit of food between us and the camera.
Bosa Foods is all about food, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this later in the show.
Yeah, we'll get to the whole show right after you watch this.
This segment is brought to you by Bosa Foods, with 2 locations to serve you. Bosa Foods, authentic Italian.
Le lunghe giornate, la pubblicità, incollato sul tram, come ti occhi su di me. Domenica dolce, che dolce far niente, e rimediare gli sbatti, tutte quelle storie tristi di stare con te. Sabato scorso non mi ha detto niente alla festa, parole disperse, usagetta, ma ti lasciano andare. Come se d'estate, che ti lasciano segno.
We've been a part of this location's Customer Appreciation Day for the whole time they've done it.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, it's for the last 7 years we've been picking different charities and groups to sponsor. This year it's the East End Boys and Girls Club.
Nice.
And so usually we do sausage on a bun by donation, and you get a drink and one of the Bosa Foods fantastic sausage, and
They look delicious,
It's very good.
and
It's
it's a
great.
very busy day today, so everyone's coming out to support.
great. It's
Thanks,
great to see
Marco.
you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sienna Benedict. And I'm Elle Benedict, and we are 4th generation family members that are proud to be working at Bosa Foods.
As far as I'm concerned, this is like being in Italy, which we're very fond of. Basically, everything reminds me of my travel, and I'm hooked on Bosa Foods. I brought my family here ever since they were kids, and now they are hooked as well.
Yeah, I can't. He got me hooked, and it just keeps coming back in the culture and the food. And when the weather's great, to sit outside, it's you can't beat it.
Well, I am here with Maria. Thank you for joining us. And you are the expert behind the deli here. Very popular place for people to taste.
Yes, it absolutely is. Bosa has fantastic foods, and they really like to put them out for people to taste, because you're not aware of all this deliciousness that we have in this store. So why not try it and let people try it? Well, over here, I have the Tuscan salami. It's made from high quality pork. It's delicious. You'll also see that inside is a little bit of fat, but that is to give it the flavor, the texture, and it's like silk when you have it in your mouth.
Oh,
it's wonderful.
Now, interesting, the one in the middle.
The one in the middle is a seasoned pancetta, which is really good, and it's so versatile because if you slice it and put it in sandwich or a charcuterie board, or you can cube it and make your carbonara sauce, or and put it on a spinach salad, and you get that flavor, that crunchiness. It's just wonderful.
Delicious. The one thing I love about Bosa is that you guys also give all the ideas. When you take it home, you give them recipe ideas to expand the whole
Well, a lot
dinner.
of people do ask, because some of them are not aware, what do I do with it? So these are things that you can try. It's delicious on pizza, on pasta.
Great idea.
Right?
And lastly,
And then we have the mozzarella, La Familia mozzarella cheese. That is a super creamy, delicious mozzarella. I mean, it's just perfect for your pizza, your lasagnas. It's just, wonderful, wonderful foods.
well, thank you,
great.
Maria. It's always so great to be here and come to Bosa, because you're constantly putting out amazing things for customers, old and new, to try.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, actually, to do this. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, Michelle is back with us again. We're going to talk about things. We're right near the freezer, so I lost the draw. My behind is freezing right now, but you're okay over there. Yeah, you are. Okay, hey, one of the things that I've always liked about working with Bosa is you guys have really educated and turned me on to different things, including balsamic vinegar. I was just a guy that had it on salad, but since I met you and the team, I've learned there's so many other things that you can put it on, and especially with something like Juice Tea. Give our viewers a little sense of what we're going to talk about right here.
So this is our beautiful brand from Juice Tea. The two smaller ones, the silver and the gold brand, those are good for salads.
Yeah.
This one in particular is a beautiful one which can be used for many different things, including desserts, cocktails.
Yeah, cocktails. Yeah, that's one thing that I've tried since I got to know you guys.
Ice cream.
Yeah.
A lot of balsamic vinegars are used for desserts more than salads these days.
Yeah.
So that's a really nice one.
And is that what this is here? Should I be trying that?
I would really like you to try it.
All right, thank you. Always looking for food and... Oh my God, that's exquisite.
Delicious.
I'm using that word a lot lately, exquisite, but that's really good.
Very nice.
And so you have that. That's one of the Juice Tea brands you have here.
Just one of them.
Yeah.
We have many. Like I say, you need to try them on focaccia. You can try them on salads, but you should be using them in a wide variety of foods, including desserts.
And desserts, okay, too. And we should say that if someone comes in like me and wants to get educated, you've got people here that can do what you just did for me.
We have.
Well, this is great, Michelle. And we should mention, coming up this fall on Our City Tonight, we're going to actually have a whole showcase spotlight on Juice Tea because they are coming to town, correct?
They are. They're coming to visit Bosa.
Excellent. That'll be coming up this fall. Michelle, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And someone get a warmer. My behind is freezing. Well, that was a great day, Customer Appreciation Day a few weeks back.
Now, speaking of customer appreciation, this is how you appreciate your customers here at Bosa Foods. All this ready-to-eat food.
This is amazing. I'm impressed. Like, this is like...
Well, what do we have here?
Wow. This is, well, let's just start. We have some beautiful fresh salads. We have our chickpea salad. We have a Greek salad. Something unique you might not see very often is little polenta pizzas with cheese and tomato sauce. We have sweet peppers stuffed with feta and whipping cream.
Oh, yum.
We have eggplant stuffed with ricotta and Parmigiano cheese and mozzarella. We have the pizza di giorno, which is a vegetarian. We have our salchicha pizza as well. And of course, we have our Greek spanakoppitas. So yeah, this is an example of some great to-go meals that you can take with you on a busy day. You can come by, and it's all homemade here, fresh. So you can take it home to your family and enjoy a great meal, or come by and have a shopping experience, do some shopping, grab some snacks or some lunch, sit out here in this beautiful patio, grab a quick espresso, make it a day. It's a great day here on Victoria Drive.
This segment was brought to you by Bosa Foods, with 2 locations to serve you. Bosa Foods, authentic Italian.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Brian Jessel Magazine Party. Brian Jessel BMW, Brian Jessel Foundation, and Brian Jessel Magazine is celebrating tonight the reveal of the Spring-Summer Magazine. Here at the Rosewood Hotel, Georgia, we are celebrating after the renovation, a big party tonight to celebrate our customers, our lovers, our fans, and our enthusiasts.
Okay, I am here with a very good friend. He has been in the magazine business for a long time. Harry, I've worked for you. And now you're here with Jessel Magazine. Unbelievable. What do you think of this magazine?
I love it, and Brian loves it. And that's probably the most important thing. I just hope it does everything we're supposed to do with the magazine, and it just pleasing to read, a nice looking book, high imagery, beautiful, a lot of nice profiles. I'm excited about this one.
Well, this guy has been on our show since the beginning. I'm going back to like 2016 when we moved to television. Pal,
Right,
Alex
2016.
you were first on our show that many years ago. Hey, this is the first time you're on our show, though, where we're not going to talk about your spectacular acting career.
Right.
You got a new venture? You tell our viewers.
I am so excited that working on sets and being in film for so long has been something that I really, really enjoy. But unfortunately, plastic bottles on set is the only thing that hydrates us. So I decided with a couple of co-owners that we made our water called Legend, and it's in a can. It's in a can, alkaline water. Yeah, take a sip. And we're super fortunate to have Brian Jessel and the BMW team be our first venture into the world. This is our launch. So an alkaline water, 8 alkaline, naturally alkaline, having it on sets. By the beginning of next year, we're going to have a resealable can.
Oh, nice.
So that's something that hasn't been done before, and something that I'm really strong about. On the can, it says "Legends supporting legends," and it's a QR code to help with a suicide help crisis hotline,
Nice.
and also rehab facilities all over the provinces. If anybody needs help, and if one person looks at the can and decides to make that call, we're really happy. Each of us has individual stories of losing someone or someone in trouble, so we really wanted to make that a feature on the can.
He's a good guy, folks. Good actor, too. And as I said, this is about, I think, your 19th appearance on our show.
That's right.
Always
We got to
welcome.
go for 20.
We'll have you back on before the end of the year.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Cheers. Let's talk about your involvement here tonight. Obviously, you're a big part of this. We're happy to grab you for a few seconds. We were mentioning earlier that, magazines release editions all the time, but you guys are the only ones that throw great parties when you put out an edition.
Well, we like to throw great parties, but it's about bringing communities together and bringing people together. And that's sort of our lifestyle magazine, our foundation, and our dealership. It's a platform to bring communities and people together. So that's why we like to do this.
Yeah,
and it's fun.
It's every
fun.
time we come to your parties, I run into people I haven't seen in a while. It's a good community. Talk about the last 20 years in terms of the magazine. How's the landscape changed in terms of the type of buyer that comes into you guys, the type of reader?
We'll talk about the magazine first. In the 20 years, it's evolved from probably the standard car dealership magazine, where a lot of features about automobiles or the dealership, what we do, highlighting personnel. And we've really moved completely away from that. When you look at our magazine now, it's really a separate entity. It doesn't have anything to do with our car dealership, and we don't talk about our car dealership. I think everybody knows what Brian Jessel BMW is, and they think Brian Jessel, they think BMW, but we're really a lifestyle magazine, and we want to focus on local stories, feature local people, and really talk about our community, Vancouver. And that's really been our focus. So it's a platform to sort of highlight other people, not ourselves.
Yeah.
This is not an ego-driven magazine. It's a lifestyle magazine.
I don't see that at all. Yeah, I mean, we write for it, so we can be accused of being biased, but I think it's just a great, beautiful local magazine that really showcases a lot of great business stories, a lot of great people, a lot of great stories.
That's what it's about. It's about showcasing other people.
Well, the magazine looks like it just started 5 years ago, but it's actually over 20 years old. So it started a humble origin like myself, and it just grew and grew and grew. And I think it's all about the great people you surround yourself with. That's how you become what you are today. You can't do it yourself. Even Jimmy Pattison didn't do it himself.
That's true.
We all have to make our own way. And really, you have to have a lot of people to help you get there. And you have to have a determination, you have to have a vision. I've had all these things, and I've had pretty good patience. I mean, not perfect, but I think patience is a very important product to work with.
Yeah, and you're very hands-on. You like to be there to oversee things. I know you have some great people surrounding you, but you still are hands-on. You like to see the finished product, and you like to have a little bit of a finger in the pie, basically.
I like to be involved, shall we say. I wouldn't say I'm exactly hands-on, but I'm I'm around.
Yeah.
And I like to know exactly how it's going to start, how it's going to finish, and what's going to be in the middle. So I guess that's kind of hands-on, isn't it?
I think that would be
Oh, okay.
defined as hands-on. You know, your brand is well-known, you're well-known. What's the next 20 years look like for you?
It's probably going to be hopefully as healthy as the last 20 and as productive. We're not going to sit here and tell you we're going to open 5 more car dealerships because we only like BMWs. So we're only going to have a BMW dealership. We're probably not even going to give birth to a second one. We like this one. We've kind of supersized it. We're about the size of 5 BMW dealerships. We're the number 1 dealer in Canada. We have been for years and years and years and years. We just enjoy the product and we like to make our customers happy. You can't really have a whole bunch of different franchises and tell people that's the best car because it's not like that. You got to believe, you got to make your clients really happy. We just get up in the morning, all we want to do is have happy clients.
Good. Well, you've accomplished that very well, and I want to congratulate you on amazing 20 years. Keep winning all those awards, Brian.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Well, we're here at Hydra. Time for a little kind of late summer food check with a fresh face, a new face on our show. Madeline, I'm so hip. She's CDC here at Hydra. What does that mean for our viewers?
It means I focus on food. I'm the chef de cuisine.
CDC to the cool kids.
Yeah.
Hey, late summer, not late summer, we're into August and wanting some light fare. Let's start with this. Oh boy, this great looking dish here.
Oh yeah, it pairs well when it's hot summer day. Fresh tomatoes, locally grown in BC, nice dressing, heavy cheese, it's delicious, and cools you off on a nice summer day.
Yeah, I can see that. You guys do a lot of things well here, but I know these platters are very popular.
Yes, it's one of our signature dishes. Very Greek, very traditional. We have melanzana, which is our smoked eggplant dip.
Right.
Tarama, smoked salmon and caviar. Hummus with beautiful fried garlic, paprika, and of course, tzatziki with feta and olives, all of them fresh, cold, refreshing. Pairs beautifully with our crudité, which is just some cut up vegetables, and house-made pita chips.
We should also say too, you guys are really good here about educating people who are coming in for the first time that maybe say, I don't really know the Greek menu well.
Okay.
And that you guys are good at saying, well, try this, try that. I find that when I come here, there's things I haven't tried before that they're always, well, try this and then we'll lead you to that.
Yeah. Well, we always want people to come in, have the best experience. It's a beautiful space, beautiful food. And so, we like to have our signature dishes, tomato salad spreads, family style, right? We've got lots of fish, legs of lamb.
Very nice, and I love this. It's always about sharing too with you guys here. Actually.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Madeline. She's new on the show, and she's CDC, Chef de Cuisine, here at Hydra. Hey, that was your first time. Everything okay?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
This act of kindness segment is sponsored by the folks at the Creek House in the heart of Granville Island. They encourage you to open up your heart and reach out and help someone in need.
Well, it's time for another, as the opening intro said, another random act of kindness segment. We're with our old friend Dave McCann. We're not at Creek House today. We're actually at Hydra downtown at the Exchange Hotel where we sometimes shoot the show. Dave, welcome.
Pleasure to be here.
It's a great pleasure to have you outside of Creek House. We always work with you on Granville Island. We'll get to more of that in a second. Hey, we've got a special guest coming on from Puerto Vallarta in a few seconds in this Random Act of Kindness segment. But let's talk a little more about what this, all the work you do at Granville Island Cares for Kids. The one thing we want to communicate today that you often tell Lita and I is that it's great all the work that you do for the kids here in BC, but these charities and the raising money for kids, it has long extending arms that go all the way to Puerto Vallarta in that region.
It goes as far as Newfoundland, it goes as far as the Yukon, and it goes as far as Mexico. I've been doing charity work in Mexico for about 25 or 30 years, and I hooked up with Bob Price at the Botanical Gardens I wanted to find someone that I could implicitly trust, send money down every year, and make a difference in the lives of a number of the small fishing and farming communities. And Bob Price and a number of other people got together. They dispersed the funds into these little tiny fishing and farming villages. And I want to talk today about a random act of kindness that Bonnie Gantz did for one of the people that had volunteered and helped us, who unfortunately passed away.
Yeah, Cynthia is the person you're referring to. It was a big help for you guys and Bob down there. We're going to bring Bob in just a few seconds. Give our viewers a little bit of a tribute, an honorarium to Cynthia, because she was a big help to you, as was Bonnie.
Cynthia Lee was from Sylvan Lake, Alberta. She moved down there with her husband and her son a number of years ago. And she's been working with other people that I know, helping kids in the Boca de Tomatlan neighborhood. They've been doing scholarships, they've been doing English lessons, a number of other things. She was a perfect fit to come into the program that I set up. And unfortunately, she was diagnosed with cancer 7 or 8 months ago. And a very good friend of hers, Bonnie Gantz from Alberta, organized a fundraiser for her. They raised over $40,000 to help her treatments and whatnot. Unfortunately, they weren't successful. She passed away recently. But she's left an incredible legacy. She has encouraged so many people that have permanent homes down in PV in the area to come out and spend part of their time teaching kids English or French or other languages, to volunteer to help do some work in schools. And Bob has been directing this entire program down there. And I cannot believe the number of people that he's got to volunteer. It's just amazing the difference people spending just a couple of hours can make in people's lives.
Speaking of Bob, he's joining us now from Puerto Vallarta. It's Bob Price. He is the, Bob, great title. You are the, am I right, the president of the Vallarta Botanical Gardens.
Well, yes, I am the president, but I'm mostly known as the founder and the curator of the garden. It's one of my hats that I wear, but yeah, I could also be called the president. Nice to see everyone today.
Nice to see you. That's quite a backdrop you got behind you. I'm envious and jealous. Hey, Dave was making reference to Cynthia, who sadly passed away not too long ago, but one of the things we wanted to mention is there's a nice tribute to her in Puerto Vallarta. Could you tell our viewers a little more about that? We're going to show some photos of it as well.
Yes, David has, through the years, honored friends that have passed away, or some of them are actually still living. But in Cynthia's case, here at the garden, we have a commemorative bench program. And David designed and we executed a beautiful Cantera bench for Cynthia, which her family has been out to see, and was very touching and moving. I believe you do have a photo of it. And Cynthia's legacy remains, and we're extremely touched by the gesture of the bench that David put in the garden in her memory, as her family and friends in Boca were also touched by that. So the work goes on.
What's interesting, and Dave, jump in here. One of the things that really I found touching when you talk about the region where Bob is how even the smallest bit of donation can go even further down there.
What I've found is, and Bob can correct me, you can take a few $1,000s in one of the little small schools. You can put a new roof on it, you can put windows and doors, you can put screens on the windows, you can put air conditioning in, you can buy a fridge and a microwave, and you think, okay, that's all there. But what it does is it creates incredible community spirit. What we've found is the men in the village, the uncles, the fathers, the grandfathers, they get together and do the actual work, so we buy the material. We've found that by putting a few appliances in and sending some cutlery down, someone gave me a pallet load of cutlery and I sent some of it down. The grandmothers and the aunts and the mothers and the sisters, the older sisters, they've now started to cook meals for the kids. The fishermen and the farmers are starting to give them fresh produce and fish and whatnot, so the kids are eating better. I had a teacher tell me that because of what we do, that attendance in her school, sometimes it goes up by 28%. They spend 28% more time in there. I say, why? Well, when it rains, the roof doesn't leak. When it's really hot, the kids come inside because there's air conditioning. They come to school because they get good meals.
Yeah.
And it's created this incredible community spirit. And Bob and his group down there have been absolutely instrumental in making this happen, I believe, in 8 different communities. And it's not a lot of money. It's like $60,000 a year. I cannot believe how far they have made this go.
You know, it's interesting, and Bob, jump in here before we wrap things up. If we often get people writing, and we've given Dave's email address with some of the segments, but if people want more information on what you're doing down there, where can they find that?
Well, sure, they can write to me on our website at www.vallartabotanicalgardens.org. And there's information about how they can get involved in the educational programs that we do. And be happy to talk to anyone about what we're doing. Just to revisit what David mentioned, yes, we've been able to put indoor bathrooms, which was a major thing that was wrong with some of our school buildings here, which get little funding from the government. And we've replaced roofs. We built a whole new cafeteria on a school that's serving 400 pupils a day in 2 shifts. They have the elementary school students come in the morning, and then the high school students, junior high and high school, in the afternoon.
Bob, we thank you for joining us from lovely Puerto Vallarta. Dave, thank you for coming down here to Hydra.
Absolute pleasure.
Coming up in our next segment with Dave, it'll be another tribute, a really nice touch. He emceed the event that's coming up on the next segment. You'll see that soon. It's a random act of kindness with Dave McCann and Creek House. Great segment. Thanks, Dave.
This Act of Kindness segment was sponsored by the folks at the Creek House in the heart of Granville Island. They encourage you to open up your heart and reach out and help someone in need. Closed captioning and other promotional considerations provided by Hamilton High Street Senior Residence, Richmond's newest senior living community.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the show, but it is time to say goodbye.
That's right, and we're saying goodbye from Blue Water Cafe in Yaletown, one of Vancouver's best restaurants. Why are we saying goodbye from Blue Water Cafe? Tune into the next episode and we'll tell you all about it.
Nice little teaser, Jim.
It is. Well, make sure they watch. Until that next episode, I'm Jim Gordon.
And I'm Lita Leapin.
See you then.
Don't forget to check out 10 years worth of episodes and individual interviews, all on the Our City Tonight YouTube channel. The Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online.